Hi there. I'm hoping you got somewhat of a glimpse of that. So long as you get the gist of it, it's full. It's full of all kinds of writings, anywhere from, let's say, math, doing math equations, anywhere from that to, guess what you might consider a diary entry, to to-do lists, to notes on things that I've read, things that I've watched, way of tracking studying progress across time. Look, whatever it might be, it all has a place inside a book like this. And it's not a fancy book, it's an exercise book that I paid maybe a couple bucks for from a newsagent. And this has really been a catalyzing agent for expressing my thoughts and ideas and ambitions and creating some intention in the way that I think, in the way that I go about my life. The things that are inside our head, the ideas that we have are fickle in some real sense. They're illusory. They come and they go, and you have a very hard time really mentally cataloging all the things that you ought to be keeping up with. It's why we have things like to-do lists. It's why we set goals and we put them down on paper in the first place. Because life can be all-consuming and can be overwhelming at times. These things escape us. They cannot escape the paper. The words, once inscribed into the paper, remain there. However, as I think I was just writing last night, words are only half the magic. A word written without a mind to read it is powerless. Nothing but a rune on reality. It's not word for word what it says here, but that's the idea. Words are only half the magic. It's what we then do when we read those words that is the other half of the magic. But start with half of it. Write it down. Write shit down. Now, I'm someone, like most people I think can relate to his experience, of always having told myself that I wanted to journal and that I wanted to write and that I wanted to document things maybe because I'm a sentimentalist, maybe because I wish to have something to look back on, to have that perspective. I mean, gosh, aren't there moments you wish you could revisit your mindscape at the time and understand, well, just that, to understand. I was thinking to understand how sweet a moment might have felt, or how much you might have cherished something, or how deeply you pined for something, or how severely you might have felt about a person or an instance. Truth of it is, you never get it all down right on paper anyways. You get some interpretation. You have some kind of emotive content which emerges as some kind of dialectic in your mind, and then finally gets whittled down into whatever you can be asked. It's cute PG, but whatever you can be effed to write down on paper. There's a lot that's going on in here. There's a lot going on in our lives. And taking the time to sit down and write in a way that in which you read it, in a way satisfies the actual emotive impression that you have. That's challenging. I've not got around that yet. I constantly write and feel like that's not enough. Or I write, and with the recency of my experience, will read that and say that is enough. I understand what I'm writing about here, and then I'll revisit it. Now I can say 6 months down the line, because actually I've been journaling pretty much every day for 6 months. Revisit it 6 months down the line and go, what am I talking about here? Anyways, this was meant to be a short point, and it kind of became a rambling video, but I'm planning on doing a lot more of these. Basically, whatever makes it onto paper, might as well make it onto some kind of a digital impression. So there's that. And I crucially forgot to mention that the purpose of that whole point was to say that my journal is finished and I need a new one. So I'll see you tomorrow with a new book.